Okie dokie, so we have another pull day. Today we have a lot of pull-ups on the menu. I guess that's in the name of a pull day. But we're talking about front lever pull-ups here. And last time I did my first time of 5 sets, 12 reps on the front lever pull-up. Today I'm going to do the exact same thing. Now, does that mean that I am not progressing? No, because I'm going to increase or try and increase the difficulty. Last time I just did 5 sets, close grip, pull-ups, and that was it. Today, I want to see if I can maybe, do a bit of a wider grip or stop using false grip and increase the range of motion. There's a lot of things I can do to increase the difficulty. And if you're not only into calisthenics, but into the fitness space in general, you might have heard of the expression harder than last time, which is famous expression by Greg Doucette. I fucking love the guy. And the expression really holds true. I mean, if you're looking to progress in your training, build more muscle, get stronger, what you're going to have to do is push yourself. And to push yourself, well, you have to train harder than last time. That's basically all there is to it. But I feel like people, will hear this and basically tell themselves like, well, you can't go harder than last time every time, right? And well, that is true, right? Sometimes you will fail to do so. You'll be sick. You'll be, in a bad condition. You might lack some sleep, right? You can always try to go harder than last time, or you can try to do something different. Set a new benchmark for like a new exercise that you can PR on in the future. Progress is not only adding extra weight, right? Or adding extra reps. It can also be, if let's say you're doing the planche or the front lever, going to another progression, reducing the assistance, maybe adding some weight, right? But also, if that's not possible, if you cannot increase the progression, add some fucking volume, right? Do some more reps in one set. If that's not possible, do more total volume in one training. If that's not possible, maybe more volume in a week, or switch up the exercise entirely. Instead of doing front lever pull-ups, maybe you can focus on the holds or the press or the raise, right? Or if you're doing the planche, not the push-ups, but the press, right? You can do so many different things, right? And on all of those things, you can basically get PRs. PRs means that you're going harder than last time, which is the essence of training. So that's what I'm going to do today, right? There is no extra reps. It's the same exercise. The only thing that's going to change is maybe the execution of the exercise, where I have the wider grip, or I don't use a false grip, by which, the range of motion becomes bigger. And by doing that, I'll increase the difficulty, which is also a form of progression, even though the reps haven't increased or anything. So yeah, that's basically it. Let's do a quick warm-up set here to see how things are feeling. All right. Feeling a bit rusty. Let's see how that goes. By the way, these gloves, I'm just using them instead of chalk. Some people like chalk. I like using the gloves because I don't have to clean up anything, but it's just basically to prevent myself from slipping on the bar. So let's go 5 sets of 12 reps. Alright, last set we did some wide ones. Now let's do some non-false grip pull-ups. Followed by some normal pull-ups. I'm feeling weaker than last time, but nonetheless this is technically a PR, because I'm doing more difficult pull-ups than last time, even though I'm feeling more tired. Was that 11 or 12? Oh, fuck it. That was definitely 12. So, not every front lever workout might start specifically towards my goal of 45-second front lever hold, but I sure as hell do want to finish every workout with something specific to that goal. So, the holds, the front lever holds, when you do it for a long time, especially in one set, it takes a long while to recover from as well, because it's like your lats and your entire back is engaged, your triceps. You have some big muscles that you're engaging in the front lever, and the bigger a muscle is, the more time it takes to recover, basically. I can do forearm work on a daily basis if I wanted to, because it's a small muscle and it will recover instantly. But for the front lever, the back muscle, it's one of the biggest muscles in your back, or in your back for sure, but in your body in general. So it takes a while, right? And today, my pull-ups felt weaker than they did last time, which indicates, my back hadn't fully recovered yet from last hold training, right? From 3 days ago. So that does not mean I'm not going to do any sets anymore, but I'm going to do the sets a little bit lighter. I'd like to finish off the workout here with something specific to the front lever hold goal. And what I'm going to do is just one set of unassisted hold. Of course, I'm not going to get to 45 seconds. That would be my final goal. But let's say I get to 20 seconds, 25 seconds in the full front lever. After that, I'm going to drop it down to a tuck front lever, do a bit of a drop set, and basically continue to 45 seconds and get some endurance in that way. That's also the nice part about calisthenics, right? You can do a drop set without having to change anything when it comes to it. You don't have to change a pin. You can do your fucking front lever or your front lever pull-ups, whatever, right? And then you can drop down a progression and basically do a drop set. That's so cool, right? So I'm gonna make use of that today. And basically one set, 45 seconds total, any progression goes, and that will be it for today's workout. All right, I think that's even 50 seconds. Let's do a quick rest pause with some front lever presses. I believe just like last time. Let's go. I don't know how that works, but I'm able to do the presses right after the fucking tuck front lever, but hey, if it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna keep doing this. It's a good set. I'm pumped as shit, so let's end the workout. Okay, so I'm still breathing heavy, but I want to get this pump on camera, so what the fuck? Yeah. Let's have a quick look, or you could You get the look, but I have to wait until I'm editing the video. Oh god. It certainly feels plump though. Ooh. And that's it for today's workout. Let's sit down and discuss. Because what I want to discuss today, leading back to what I was saying in the beginning, right? Go harder than last time. Now, many people, when they work out or they think of working out, they always think about the best outcome. What is the best outcome? And if it feels undoable, right, they'll be like, oh, I can't work out today, I can't go for a run today because I'm not gonna get 10 kilometers in 50 minutes. I can't go train today because I'm tired and I'm not gonna get a planche PR. Now, does that really matter? It's not because you cannot get your best ideal outcome that you cannot get a decent outcome, right? And it sounds like, well, why would I fucking train for a decent outcome? But if you pile up the decent outcomes day by day by day, right, you're gonna, it's gonna fucking bloat into a big and ideal outcome eventually. It might not take you one day, but just working, on your stuff, on your craft every day, or however many times you want to do it, right? But not only doing your training in the ideal situation, right? Also doing it when you don't want to, when you're tired, right? You might not get your ideal PR, but you can get small PRs here and there. You can even, if you're really not able to get anything done, right? And you're super tired, you can set yourself up to be more recovered for the next time. So if you're completely fucking knackered, you can do some stretching. When I trained the day after 50 kilometers of running, right, I was feeling like shit. I was running in pain. It took me 40 minutes to complete 5 kilometers, which is 3 miles, right? It took me so much longer than it usually does, and it was painful all the way. And after that, the training, I was supposed to do a leg day. I couldn't even fucking squat. So what I did is I did some stretching and I did some push-ups and I got the blood flowing. Is that an ideal workout? Did I get any PRs? No. But I'm setting myself up to get PRs in the future, right? You try to train harder than last time. That's very important. And if you're not able to do that, well, then you're gonna fucking train anyway, right? Because you can set yourself up to train harder than last time in the future. You can set, so you can do some stretching, you can do some pumping stuff, right? Get some blood flowing in the muscles, get the recovery going again. Because if you do nothing, right, you're just gonna be a bag of potatoes, right? You're gonna feel rusty, you're gonna feel weak, you're not gonna recover as well as you think by just doing nothing, right? And basically you're setting yourself back. There's like the most important thing in training is realizing that you're always able to do something, I feel like. So, train harder than last time, but if you don't, or if you can't, then just train, right? And do your best. Take the best moves today to get to the best outcome in the future, basically. So that's it for today's workout. Nothing crazy, right? I mean, a couple pull-ups and then one set of front lever hold. I held back a little bit, because I felt tired, of course, but like I just said, it's not because you're tired that you cannot do anything. So instead of going all out balls to the wall, I'm setting myself up with a decent stimulus so that I'm able to recover from next time, but also, to not get rusty. So yeah, very happy with today's training. And now all that's left is to take a shower and have some breakfast. Because we're still on the bulk, I gotta do a bulk update soon, maybe on the 150 days. But I have been struggling to gain weight after the 50 kilometer run, I'll tell you that much. So I'm still at like hovering between 72.5 and 73 kilos. And I'm eating the same as before, but I'm just not gaining the weight. So I don't know what's happening there. Maybe my body's just using more fuel to still recover from stuff. But yeah, uh, I'll give a more detailed update when the 5-month mark has passed. So I'll see you tomorrow for leg day. Bam.